Internet, it is Tuesday, October 1st. Welcome back to the vlog. So, happy government shutdown, everybody! How was the first day of your government shutdown? Things here were pretty okay, but I'm going to talk about that in a minute. First, I want to talk about how the shutdown actually happened, because I know that there are people out there who are kind of confused about the details of things. And because I'm me and because it's fun, I'm just going to really, condense it down and kind of oversimplify some things and see how quickly I can explain to you how a government shutdown could happen in this day and age. So, technically I guess it started a long time ago, but for our purposes it started in 2008 when Barack Obama won the national presidential election. And people got pissed. They were just, they were so mad. And then, not only did, this guy have the gall to win an election, but then he said, hey, people elected me. I guess that means that they want what I want. And he and the members of Congress, who, also got elected, went through and they passed a bunch of stuff that made some people really, really mad. And those people went on to get themselves elected and take over Congress and during the next midterm elections. And that particular group has held power for a while now. And it seems like their entire goal is just making sure that Barack Obama as a president doesn't get a whole lot more done. The first and most important thing on their list of to-dos is to undo the majority of what Barack Obama did when he was president. The most important piece of that is the Affordable Care Act. And let's talk about this right now. The Affordable Care Act and Obamacare are the same thing. I swear to you, they're the same thing. Moving on. So, the other guys get in power and they're like, hey, Obamacare, undo it. And the president's like, nuh-uh. And they're like, no, seriously, undo it. And he's like, yeah, no, it's a law now. Sorry, I can't go back on that. It's a law. The people wanted it. It got voted in. It passed. The Supreme Court held it up. It's the law now. Sucks to be you. And they're like, no, seriously, undo it or we will burn this whole mofo down. And the president was like, no, you're not. And they went, watch us. And that's pretty much where we're at now. Now is the first day of a government shutdown in which, I don't know about you, but my day has been pretty normal. Here at Snark Labs, the mail got delivered, public transportation is running more or less on time, and things are getting done. I mean, I didn't get a lot done because I was watching the news, but that's me. That's not the news's fault, or well, I guess I could say it's Congress's fault, but that's another argument for another time. So, things are pretty much, copacetic here, or however you'd say that. They're fine. They're fine. And that's because of how a government shutdown works. So, yes, some things are already shut down. The national parks, shut down. Memorial sites and things shut down because the people who work there are considered non-essential employees, so they were all sent home. Everything else seems to be fairly functional, and this is where people are going to get confused. And so I wanted to talk to you about the mechanics of a governmental shutdown. Here's what happens when the government shuts down. They evaluate some things that are really, really important that they want to keep funding anyway, like the military. People who are still on active duty are going to get paid. Congress, because of a constitutional thing, is gonna get paid in spite of putting us in this mess. And for a while, essential services like food stamps and WIC and the Housing and Urban Development Office are still going to be, paying stuff out. You don't have to worry about Section 8 for a while. You can still use your food stamps. I believe you can still use your WIC stuff. I don't know if there are points or stamp. I don't know how that works. But your WIC funds are still available to you because, yes, the government is going to stop paying money into those things. They already have. They are not sending any more money to those accounts. But they are not sucking out the money that's already there. Most of these departments already have money in place. They have a budget and they have funds ready to cover 3 or 4 weeks worth of services before the well runs dry, and then we're really, really screwed. So for now, things look pretty normal. Things feel pretty normal. Things are operating fairly normally. And they probably will continue to do so for a while, and hopefully we will get the government back up and running again before things get really, really dire and we don't have access to those things and people are put out on the street because their Section 8 payments didn't come through, etc. What we need to do, and this is me getting a little bit political here, is not forget that this government shutdown happened when primary time rolls around. I mean, I know some places are already having primaries, but you know, once January hits, a lot of seats in Congress are up for primary and re-election. So I think one of the reasons that this is happening now is not just because we had this debt ceiling deadline looming over us. I think it's because they said, hey, you know, October is early enough in the game that by the time it counts and we need to remind people of how awesome we are, they will have hopefully forgotten about this dick move that we just pulled and everything will be fine. Because we can point to it and say, hey look, nothing really bad happened, because I think they probably plan on starting things up again before things get really terrible, because then they can say nothing bad happened. So that is where we're at now. That is how the shutdown happened. That's why the first day of the shutdown doesn't feel entirely different, and how Sarah Palin can go on television and say, see, it's not that bad with less government. And you know, things are pretty, they're just what they are right now. We will see as time goes on. And that brings me to 6.5 minutes almost, so I should stop talking. I hope that you enjoyed my version of how the government shut down and why, etc. As always, feel free to comment away, and I will read them, and hopefully we'll have a good, intelligent discussion in the comment section, and I'm gonna go because I'm really, really hungry and it's dinner time. So thank you, as always, for watching. I really, really appreciate it, and I will see you on Thursday. See you later.